people live in the United States?
4.5 billion.
How many?
25 million.
4 billion.
300 million.
27.2 million people live in the United States. So when you do the math on that, that's a really dangerous stat, and I think this needs to be talked about a little bit more than it is. I didn't get this talk. Buzz, did you get this talk?
No.
So most people don't get the talk, but when you research a lot of this stuff, it's mind-blowing. Okay, so one of the first things when I researched this was what you should pack in your car, no matter what. So it's a bag of goodies that you should have, all right? Just off the top of your head, just throw some stuff out. What do you think you should always have in your car, no matter what? Jumper cables is one. Not all at once, but just water. Really important. What else? A kit, like what, in case you get cut or something. Water's 3.
Flashlight.
Okay, so your spare tire. How many people have checked their spare tire, be honest, in your car? So you know you have it. And how many haven't? A lot. How many people have tried to see if they could change their tire ever? So you know how to change a tire. How many people have changed the tire in their life? You're not always going to be in College Station. You may take a job and you're going to go to Wisconsin, which it snows and it's dangerous in the wintertime, and you may be taking a back road and you may get in the ditch. So you always want to be prepared. So I was telling Buzz when we talked about this, I was in like my master's, I think it was 98. I looked it up, a lot of people have died, but changing a tire is dangerous too. You can't think it's not. This kid was either a high school wrestler or a baseball player, and it was either in West Virginia or Kentucky, I don't remember. But he pulled over to the side and he went to the guardrail, you know where the guardrail is. So you don't have a lot of room, right? He had just enough room to get the tire off. So he's working on the tire and it's on the outside. So if this is the highway, just cars are just zoom, 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 zoom. He's changing his tire like right here, and he's down real tight and he pulls it off. And as he yanks on the tire to get it off, he stands up and he forgets where he is. Where is he right now? He's in the middle of a road and a semi-truck killed him instantly. So don't think that this isn't dangerous. There's some danger to it. But it's a skill that I think is beneficial if you ever get in a bind and you have to do it and you need to do it. So just something to think about, all right? This right here, what do you think this is? Yeah, so it opens up like this, and why is this really valuable to have?
Work it off.
Right, so if you're gonna change your tire, where should this go? Let's say I'm on the side of the road right now and I'm gonna change that tire right there. Where should this go? Way back here, right? And then this thing turns and you can set it down. And then when somebody's lights hit that, or they see that big bright orange, they know to get out of the way because somebody's changing the tire. All right, let's talk about the process of jumping your car. What's the first thing you need to do? Turn your car off, really good, and then put your car in park, and then put the emergency brake on, correct? All right, then you have to know what side the battery's on. It's really important for the other person that's helping you. So the battery's on this side. So if you're helping me and your battery's on the left side, it's gonna work great. What if it's not? We've gotta figure that out. We've gotta set up so that these can reach, because they only go so far. Which one's positive? Which one's red to red, black to black? Are you really supposed to put the black on both the batteries? Yes, you've done it before. So
What'd you say?
You ground it.
Grounded.
And ground means you want it just on metal, not on the battery. Why is that?
So it'll like go into the earth and
Well,
into
why,
battery,
though?
because
Why?
you want the stuff to go into the battery and not
All of
come
that's
out.
correct, but you're missing one thing.
What?
What happens if I put these together?
Sparks.
So if there is some gas or anything leaking, and there is that spark, what could happen? It could blow up right in your face. So that's why they always want you to ground the black. Okay, so this is my battery, and there's the black, right?
Yeah.
And there's the red. Okay, so if I was doing this car, yours is the good car, this one's not working.
Yeah.
All right, so you'd want to hook up this, and then you'd hook up the black, just right here, just the metal. Make sense? You would not hook it up to the battery, because yours is going right now and it's creating juice. And then you'll do this to the red, to the black here, all right? Then you'll turn that car on, get out of the way, and then you'll turn your car on. And you let it sit for 3 to 5 minutes. You guys have probably done this, right? And then if it's quite not turning over, what should you do? Do you know? There you go. Give it a little bit of gas on the one that works, and it'll give it a higher charge. and it might start it a little bit quicker. So this is gonna sit down on the ground, and you see these ridges that are on the top. You want that in the middle of the frame, and you wanna make sure. Now, will the conditions be ideal when you do this? Will you have concrete like we do here? No, you're probably gonna be in gravel or on some dirt. So you gotta be really smart, and you may have to, if you can still drive your car, you may have to move it a little bit to try to get it level. Is it smart to change a tire over there? No. We want something level and flat as best as possible. So sometimes when this happens, you may have to like drive on your tire just a little bit to get to the most ideal spot, all right? So we're gonna show you how to do this, and it says, this right here is just how you, yep, and that's how you turn it here. Righty to, if you go clockwise, it's gonna come up, counterclockwise goes down, all right? And I had to figure out where the jack was. There's a picture of it right here. It's not easy to see because it's just, I don't know, a little picture, but you can see that it looks like a jack. So you gotta pop this off, and it's back behind here. I've left it unbolted because I knew we were gonna do this. So this jack looks different. Right there. So underneath, the tire's coming down, right? And this is probably the best. I like this way.
It's down.
Once you get it, yeah, you got to get enough slack so I can get it out here. Trust me, I've already been here and done that. We did a trial run so I didn't look like a complete idiot. So why is it efficient to have this under here rather than here? This happened to me when I was in college. I was driving a '94 Lincoln Continental, nice car, and I had it packed to the 9 because I was going back to Wisconsin to see my parents, my dad. And what did I have to do when my tire went bad? I was on the side of the road. Not only do I have to change my tire, I got to take all my luggage on the side of the road.
Okay, yeah.
It was a 2.5-hour ordeal, and I had cars going passing me. It's a nerve-wracking thing, but you can't just sit there and cry about it. You got to figure it out and be safe. So now you got to twist this right here and feed it through itself, and now it's off. And then you're gonna slide this out here. You're gonna get a little dirty. Most cars, if you have the other jack, you're gonna be under here, but this jack is set up for this. There's a specific spot to set it underneath the car. So you wanna be on the frame, and there's a spot right here. You see this? That's where it goes. What's the first step when you're gonna change the tire though?
Turn your car off.
Turn your car off and then what?
Parking brake.
Yep, then what?
Hazard lights.
Yes. And you got to see how bad is this? How flat is it? And how bad is the surface I'm about to work on, right? And then you got to get everything around you right before you start doing this, because this is dangerous. If this thing falls, you could potentially get hurt. You guys can't raise the car up until you actually brake. And these things right now sometimes are really tight. These aren't bad. Probably because I just did it. What happens if you can't get it? What should you do? What's a good, yeah, there you go. So if this one will not come off, try to set it and then get your foot right here and you can use your legs.
Hey,
It's
one more.
No, do like you.
One more.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, you good.
That's what he was just asking the same thing.
Okay, now, where do you put the tire when you take it off?
On the back.
Not right there. Yes, sir. Very
What'd you
good.
say?
Under.
Why?
So if you fall and you're under it, it won't.
Yes. So what you want to do, Coach, is take this tire. This is the bad tire, even though it looks good. You're gonna lay it down and you're gonna set it underneath the frame, and then you're gonna put the other tire back on. Now, before you lower it, you'll take that tire out. It's just a precaution. Everybody talks about, like, you just never know. You don't want to take. People die from changing tires. People have died, you know, just it happens. Put that back in the neck. Sometimes when you can hear, like, what is that hissing? And it's your tire leaking. Sometimes you can find it and you won't have to take the tire off. You can actually turn, it might be your front tire, you can turn it, open it up, so your tire looks like this, and you can actually fix it before you even take it off. Make sense? And this is where it's kind of dangerous because cars are going right now, even though we're safe. And you've got to pick this thing up and get it set inside there. And it's not as easy as you think. There it goes. All right?
How you do it again? Say it one more time.
So it's a star pattern.
So if you start right there, you pass it.
If you start down at the bottom, go to the top. So if I was on this side, I'm jumping over here. Now I'm going down, now I'm going up, now I'm going over. It's a star pattern. Now should I tighten these as hard as I can right now? No. Just get them snug.
When should you tie them all the way?
When you get them down on the ground. We at least do this. Why don't you go to your car and check to see that you have everything you need to change your car if you had to change your car tire right now.
I want to see it.
Yeah, Chuck.
Don't do it. You got, bro? What you got, bro? You got everything in it?
See that jet?
Who want to go to the field?
You like that, right?
Yes, that's awesome. That's Jax stand too. E.T., give me one thing you learned.
I learned that you need the little hazard lights.
Yep.
So you can let people know.
And you want?
You need it 25 feet away from your car to let people at least.
And just remember 2 body lengths would probably be, you know what I'm saying, 20 feet or more, like better.
Yeah.
All right?
Yes, sir.
Bring some food and water.
Absolutely.
You gotta put the tire that you took off, like underneath it, while you put the other tire.
You didn't know that probably, right? That's a good thing to know.
I didn't know a battery had a year, like a birth year.
Yeah, three
years,
is typical,
I didn't know
but life is fragile. Be smart, be careful, but it's good to have skills so that you can do things yourself.